Good morning. So today we are going to actually look at from what we discussed last week that we are expecting a bullish movement from around this area. This was Friday, Monday, yes. So then we got our buy movement and then price is now retracing again. So first of all, let's mark up our chart and then I will show you why I took the buy trade and how I got into the trade. So we have our sweep. Whenever we see a sweep, that is when price fails to close below a low or a high that is supposed to be a break of structure. That's a sweep. It indicates that price most likely wants to take out the high of that structure, the opposing high. If you look at it in this case, you can see that this is what is here. We have something like this. We have some pullbacks in here. We have some pullbacks like this. We have another pullback here, another pullback here. So every time price comes below here, it broke structure and then price took out inducement here, tap into a POI and then broke structure. Instead of breaking structure here, now we have a sweep. That's why we were buying, because this sweep is telling us that the sellers did not have enough strength to close below this previous low to give us a lower low. I did mean we close below this low, or what this would have been would be a retracement to maybe somewhere around here and then we can sell. But in this case now, we are most likely going to get to this high. So when we get to this high, if price still wants to come down, then it will take out this high and then probably still come back down, or it can continue to go up, giving us our first break maybe and then second break and something like this, and we can keep going up. So that's the reason why we are looking for buy. We got a sweep and then we are expecting price to take out the opposing high. So now to the 4 hours time frame. To the 4 hours time frame, just like I had explained earlier, this is the first break, which is our change of character. I said we need two breaks to confirm a shift in market structure. First change of character, this is where we close outside this, and then we have our second change of character right here. That's our break of structure, and then we have another break of structure right here. This is the high, or this is the recent, this is where it broke structure rather. So break of structure, and then we had a sweep. We had a sweep of this high, which is why this low got taken out. This low, it took out this low, and price came into this POI. So as at last week Saturday, when I did the previous video, price was sitting around, I think somewhere around here. So the market opened on Monday here, came into this POI. Okay, no, price was sitting around here. The price opened on Monday, then came into it fully, and we had this push to the upside. So now let's look at the 15 minutes, how I was able to get into this buy trade. And our target was this high right here for the buy trade. So this is a new break of structure. So now let's look at it. Come into this key level. What do we have here? If I zoom in on this, you see that here now we have a proper pullback. This candle, then this candle, this one swept the low of this candle, and this candle swept the high of this candle, giving us a complete pullback. So this is our most recent break of structure. Yes, and then price did what? Broke above it, because this is the high. Price broke above it. These are the first change of character right here. And now, after the change of character, price retraced a bit and broke structure again to the upside, which is right here. If you adjust this, you can see. So price broke structure again. So we have our break of structure right there. So now that we have gotten our break of structure, what are we now looking for? We are looking to get an entry. Initially, this is the first entry. After this break of structure, price gave us another pullback, which gave us a break of structure here. Then this one became our inducements, and then price came into a POI right here. Price came into this POI. There is a tweezer here that price came into. This was the first entry I saw, but as at this time I did not enter trades around outside of London session. That's 8 o'clock, so I do not enter trades around that time, especially for Gbpusd. Then I waited. We got another break of structure and another, what is it called? Yeah, so we had an inducement right here. Then another, what? Price failed to get to a POI. This would have been our POI, but price failed to get there and went back up. So we have another break of structure right here. Another break of structure. And this type of break of structure is an expansion type break of structure. So during the price just retraced back here, and there was a high impact news, which is CPI, Consumer Price Index. So that was why the news bought from here to this point. And then since this pullback it made here was not a valid pullback, price then came back again for this POI, for this other block right here. So it was from this other block I got in, but how did I get in? I needed a liquidity. Where is the liquidity? This is my liquidity, engineered liquidity. That is, our engineered liquidity is a form of liquidity that price creates a fake move or a false move to let people get into the market and then slam their order to tap into the real POI. Then from here, my entry was right here. Stop loss was just below here, and we targeted this break of structure was from the 4 hours, and we targeted this. You can see. So that was how we got this particular trade. And I also took a sell from this area last week also. So if we go back to our 4 hours time frame, you will see that here now, look to the left, price tapped into this key level, and then we already have a break of structure here right here. So this break of structure plus this key level tells us that there is a possibility for a sell. And where are we looking to where is the sell going to be completed? Let me erase some of this stuff. So according to what we have inside of this place, we can see that we have, if we look at it, we have this source candle, this pin bar, and it took 3 candles to close above this source candle, meaning that this is our POI, our key level. Though we have another key level here, which is this FVG, but most likely I prefer to use an order block to a FVG, but that doesn't mean that I ignore the FVG. So now that we've gotten our key level, and why I do not mark these two, one, two, is because they are inside of a major candle range. Like here now, this this particular bullish candle here, this one, everything here is inside of this candle. That's why, so all these candles are called inside bar candles. In real sense, if we collapse, if we erase all what is inside here and we bring this guy and this guy, will bring it together to this side, it will be looking as if it is one candle. So all what is inside here is not really relevant to us. That's why I did not mark my POI inside of the inside bar candlestick. So that being said, we are expecting that possibly price should maybe continue to this area, maybe give us a engineered liquidity, and then we can look for buy from here up. You understand? So that's what I'm expecting this week. We can look for buy. But if that did not happen, if the market just decide to go up from here, then possibly if it can give us maybe a retracement, maybe take this out as inducement and come down. But also this week I'm bullish on the market, and this is our overall target, this is the daily target that price should come to. So same thing, if our anticipation plays out, I will also do the same thing, record another video on Saturday and let you know how I got into the trade. And if it does not play out, I will let you know what we saw wrongly or what we did wrong. So that will be all for now.